Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going today? So today we're talking about another foreign film that Netflix just put out called The World Is Yours. And you know what, guys? I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. This movie is probably not the best, most spectacularly well-made film in the world, but you know what? This movie was just a shitload of fun, and then by the time it was over, I was like, you know what? I feel a little bit better about my day after watching this movie. The overall basic plot of the movie is it revolves around a guy who's kind of a petty criminal, and he's trying to get out of that business and do something a little more legitimate. So the movie kind of follows him as he's trying to set up one of his last jobs and like get all of his affairs in order so he can do that. However, the story gets much more complicated than that because there's a lot of other parties that are in the movie. Like there's his mom who's also kind of a criminal, there's his partner who's also friends with his mom that he's known for years. He's also got a romantic interest, there's a couple of henchmen that work for his boss and those people are trying to do the deal with. There's a whole bunch of different people in the movie. And if you've ever seen a Guy Ritchie movie like say Snatch or Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels or Rock and Rolla, this movie is very much the French version of any one of those movies. And that's not a bad thing because honestly, like I said, this movie was super fun for no apparent reason. It does get a little bit goofy here and there though, and some of the characters aren't totally fleshed out. Like for example, towards the beginning of the movie, there's a scene where everybody just kind of sort of gets up and starts breaking out into a kind of song and dance routine, and you're looking at the screen just like, what am I watching again? And then there's some times where you're not totally sure why a character is doing a particular thing that they're doing. Most noticeably, you can see that with the main character because you know he wants to get out of the business and he's like trying to, move all the chess pieces to try and make that happen, but it doesn't specifically show you why he wants to do that. Like it shows him having a little bit of frustration with the business, but the movie doesn't explicitly say like, oh, he wants to get away from his mom and his old partner, or he doesn't want to risk going to jail. Like, it's not really, like, specifically laid out. And it felt like that with some of the other characters, too. But at the same token, like I said, this movie is jam-packed with people. But that's one thing that the movie did really, really well. It didn't feel jam-packed because every single one of the characters had this ridiculously, like, cinematic personality that you really started to give a shit about them. Even if it's a character that you hate, you give a shit about watching them just to see what they're gonna do next. Like, you feel some type of connection to the vast majority of the characters in the movie. And also, this isn't the movie's fault, but the fact that this movie's in French and you have to read subtitles, normally that doesn't get in the way, but there's a couple scenes where it's like really fast jump cuts, almost, much like a Guy Ritchie film. And the talking is just really fast and it's really hard to like sync up and like, keep track of everything that's on the screen. Again, not the movie's fault, but it did kind of hurt my experience just a little bit. But yeah, besides that, the music was good. I loved the way the movie ended and just the overall tone of the movie. It was just super playful and I can't imagine anybody having a bad time watching this movie. And also, if by chance you are one of those people that has a little trouble keeping up if there's a shitload of characters in a movie, I wouldn't sweat it too much with this one, because the vast majority of them have such distinct personalities that it's almost impossible for you to confuse the vast majority of them. But that's just me, maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, all that being said, I think for a score out of 10, I think I'm gonna give it a 7.8. A little bit of shoddy filmmaking here and there, but honestly, it's fun, it's playful, the ending was really cool, and it kept you guessing as to what was gonna happen next. Like, it's a good time. Definitely not a bad way to spend a weekend afternoon. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you seen this movie? Have you heard of it? Hop in the comments. Let me know what's up. Other than that, if you like this review, give me a like, subscribe to all that other bullshit that makes the channel look good, and I will catch you guys later.